open. Trees, they've come down in the South Bay. Haven't heard of any power lines coming down yet. But as we get into this next wave and this stronger wave, there is a heightened likelihood that that could happen. So here's what's currently going on. We've got that flood advisory. Now, the first one is until 10:30, and it's for the East Bay Shore, where we've received nearly 2 to 3 inches of rain in some areas, especially around Oakland and Berkeley and Alameda. Now, it tapers down to about half that when you get to Hayward and down towards Fremont, and that's why that one's going to end at about 10:30. But the newest one is this on the other side of the bay for the peninsula down into the Santa Cruz Mountains. This flood advisory goes until 12:15. Let me show you what's going on with the winds, and it's mainly everywhere but Napa, Sonoma, and also Marin counties. Wind advisory until 4 o'clock, south winds gusting up to 45 miles per hour. So here's a look at current radar. And you can see the heaviest of the cells moving right across San Francisco, the Bay Bridge, heading over towards Oakland, Oakland Hills, and right across 24 as you head out towards Walnut Creek. But you also have a secondary line moving across the Santa Cruz Mountains. You can see this one moving up right here, and this is the one I was just talking about that's moving through the heart of the Bay Area. Now, these are moving pretty rapidly, about 45 miles per hour, so they're not going to stick around long, but the problem is there's more behind them that will come and fill in. So here's a look at future radar. I'm going to start it at 10 o'clock, and I'm going to push it forward for 8 hours, that 8-hour window I was talking about, where we're going to be a 3. Notice we don't have barely any orange on the radar right now, but as we head through this next system, orange and red, and that means we're getting up to some pretty intense cells that are moving through, and that's why I'm worried about the increase in the potential damage. The wind is going to be the biggest issue for high-profile vehicles, especially across our east-west bridges. That's where you're most vulnerable because there's nothing blocking the wind. There's no buildings, there's no vegetation, trees. You're just out there literally on an island crossing that water that provides no resistance to that wind. So if you drive a high-profile vehicle and you can wait till after 4 o'clock to cross some of our east-west bridges, like the Dunbarton Bridge, the Bay Bridge, the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge, do it if you can. Other bridges aren't going to be affected as much. The Golden Gate, the Venetian, the Carquinez Bridge. All right, so let's talk about what else is going to happen with this particular system. And what I want to show you is the other side of it, the frozen side, because a lot of us want to go to Tahoe. A lot of us went up over the weekend, and maybe people up in Tahoe watching us right now wondering what's going on. Because we're on what? We're on YouTube right now, Facebook. I'm asking Noah. He's our executive producer. He's helping me with this. Where else are we? CTV. So we're in a lot of areas. You can access us from all over the world if you are streaming. So that's why I want to show you what's going on up in the Sierra until 10 o'clock tomorrow evening. Look at this, above 3,500 feet. We could have 3 to 5 feet, and it's just not snow. It's heavy, wet, moisture-laden snow, the kind that could bring trees down, could bring power lines down, the kind that's going to pack into ice and make things so dangerous to travel. And above that, we could have 6 to 8 feet. So if you have to travel through the Sierra, hopefully it's only for an emergency. It's not for any other reason than that. But if you are, make sure you pack the food, extra batteries, water, flashlights, anything that can draw attention to you in case you get caught up there. In fact, I'm discouraging travel today, tomorrow. Wednesday, it's going to let up a little bit. That's why you see the orange. Thursday, it progressively gets a little bit better. That's why you see the yellow, but there's still a chance of snow those days also. So heading up to the Sierra, not a good idea the next couple of days. All right, so I want to go back and just give you a quick recap of what we're looking at right now. And we're waiting for that. See that line around Ukiah, Cloverdale, Santa Rosa? Notice it was light green, and now you start to see some yellow. It looks like right off Sea Ranch right there. That's the next wave. That's a cold front and some upper-level energy that are going to combine to rapidly enhance this part of the storm. But that's what's coming in the future. Again, we still have a whole lot of mess happening. Let me zoom in. We got all sorts of freedom now. I'm not in front of the camera. We can just show you how heavy it is right now along Berkeley. We're looking at that right there. If you're trying to ride on 580 right now, or 24, or 4 for that matter, the San Pablo Dam Road, excuse me. I'm sure there's a lot of standing water on that particular one. And you can see right here, trying to go from places like Alamo, Rossmore, up through Walnut Creek, up to Concord. That is going to be very heavy right now. And let's go down and show you what's right behind that. And you can see right behind that around San Leandro, all the way up to Golf Links Road and Foothill Boulevard, William Street. Those are all some pretty heavy cells there. And in the South Bay, look at this, coming right out of the mountains, right along 9 and over towards 17, right at the summit, some of our heavier showers there. And this is all going to spill right into the South Bay. Right now, it's on Rainbow Drive between Cupertino and Saratoga, and that's going to go across 280, 82, eventually 101 in Santa Clara. And that will continue to move to the northeast. But as we put this into motion, you will see that a lot of these storms themselves are going to move southwest to northeast, but the line itself has more of a northwest to southeast component to it, and that's because of the cold front and the energy behind it. Now, we talk about today being the most impressive day for these particular storms, but I want to show you something else, because we've got a 3 today until 6 o'clock, and then it drops down to a 2 during the evening hours. And I want to show you that future radar. And let's see, let me pull up the right graphic here. There's so much information on a day like today to try to keep it all together. It can be a little fuzzy for the mind. All right, so here we are. And you can see that heavy line at 2 o'clock moving through the heart of the bay, moving to the south, and there you go. But even after that, at 6 o'clock, you still see some yellow and oranges during the evening hours. That's why we're going to be a 2. Then that passes by the time we get to midnight, and from midnight on, we're going to be a 1. But look at the white and the pink. You see that right here on Mount Diablo? Not as much as Mount Hamilton. You're definitely seeing the white and the pink, and that is the snow up around Ukiah, just north of Clear Lake. That is also snow that is going to fall, and that is going to look very beautiful when the sun comes out later tomorrow afternoon. I can't wait to see your pictures. If you take some pictures of that mountain snow, make sure you hashtag us at ABC7 News, and or even hashtag me, Mike Nicco ABC7. I'd love to see that also. There's another storm coming behind this storm. It's a 1 also, and while I've got you here, might as well talk about it real quick. Here we go. Here's the storm impact scale for that one. And we're looking at Wednesday morning to Thursday morning. Light to moderate showers, some breezy conditions, and rain potential of 1/3 to 2/3 of an inch. So you can see it's nothing like the atmospheric river we are going through right now. Let me give you a quick time on that. And you can see at 9 o'clock Wednesday morning, it's moving into the North Bay. It's light, and then there comes some yellow and orange as we head into the evening hours. But notice the yellow and orange pretty much stays up in the North Bay, and then we transfer out of that, and you can see Thursday, we're looking at some clearing there also. This storm, not as much rain. Here you go. Here's the projections, and you can see it is going to be less. And even if it's falling on these saturated soils, and it's falling on, that, I don't think we're going to have as much damage, if any, with that particular storm. By then, most of our creeks that have overflown or swollen due to today's rain will start to recede, so I don't think we'll have any issues with that. The only real issues we're going to have is with the intensity of the rain now through about 6 o'clock, and then there's always that lag afterwards as the rain works its way through the tributaries, whether it's the drainage system, into the creeks, and another 12 to 24 hours they'll be running high, but by the time this next system comes in, they should be back where they should be and at a safer distance from where you are come that time frame. So I hope you enjoyed this quick look at what's coming our way. A very active pattern to start off the traditional work week. It's been a pleasure to bring this information to you. Know that we will come back on social media. We will start doing this more often. And of course, if you're watching us on TV, we'll be back with Midday Live at 11, where we'll be covering more of this storm. Hope to see you then.